Alpha 15 isn't officially available, but does add quite a few interesting things, so I thought I'd make a quick video and sort of overview these things and take a look at them. But since Alpha 14 saves don't work with Alpha 15, I'm going to get around to doing Alpha 15 when I just get around to it. I don't really want to interrupt my Alpha 14 stuff right now to start an Alpha 15 series. But as I said, I did want to take a quick look at the stuff, so here we are. I just sort of develop moded everything in. The first thing that I'm pretty excited about is the passive cooler that you can get. It is a Neolithic technology that requires, I think it was only 400 research to do. So pretty quick and easy to do. It's a Neolithic level, so it will never be higher than 400. So I think most people can probably manage that, and it's a really good way to deal with heat waves. You can't change the temperature of it, it just sort of is what it is, but it seems to really prefer 15C. I had this outdoor simulated environment set to 30C, and it still held 15C inside. Now it's up to 45C, and it's still 15C. So it's actually a pretty effective building. Really no complaints from me. It does say that it self-destructs actually after it is 5 days it lasts. And I imagine that's not explosively self-destructs. I think that's probably just turns back into wood. And you can maybe kind of sort of recycle it. I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't turn into wood and just vanishes. Who knows? And I've got down here another little side complex to sort of experiment with the drug stuff that's going on and the new way to make booze. The new way to make booze, first off, is you allow wort to ferment in barrels here. Fermentation barrels are... interesting. Development mode thing. Didn't notice that before. Oh, that just makes it fermented. Aha, I see. So over time, you put in wort, and over time it sits and ferments, and then it turns into the beer. And the wort you make to the brewing station, and that is just with hops. It is 17 wort, so not terrible. 25 hops though, which is quite a lot of hops for only 5 wort. And 5 wort appears to turn into 5 beer. So that's that. It takes about 10 days to do though, so it's a much slower process getting booze, but I suppose that just makes it that much nicer to have. It is a very cool thing, and having to wait for it means that it's like, you know, you actually got to work for it, which is quite nice. It should be noted that the fermenting barrels can be spoiled by both temperatures too high and too cold, so that does have to be in a very temperature sensitive area as well. Though the worts can be frozen, they don't really mind being frozen, but once you put them in the barrel, the fermentation progress gets completely screwed and you have to start over from scratch. The colonists were supposedly improved when it came to eating things, but they still prioritize eating berries. You can see here 15 berries are missing, and that is because he ate them. Sacriel, that is. He's obviously not going for the lavish meals, even though they're right there, so still not sure what's going on with that, but oh well. The drug system that is in place, a lot of the drugs require nutriamine that I can't figure out how to get. I think that might just be something you buy, but it's required for a lot of the different drugs. We got here the new plasteel drug lab. You can make it out of any material, but I chose plasteel just to suit the general aesthetic. And this is all the drugs that you can make with it. You can make actual proper medicine using herbal medicine, nutriamine, and cloth, which is fantastic. That means that hospital beds can actually kind of sort of be done. There's drop-down menus here, but I'm not, might just be placeholder. There's actually no choice in there. Requires 6 medicine and 3 crafting. I think that is probably one of the first things introduced that actually requires a minimum of multiple skills. So that's quite cool. I'm excited about that. You also got here amphetamines, flake, yayo, go juice, and malaria block. Malaria block, I'd imagine, I think that is the blocks malaria. Yeah. 5 days to keep malaria away. Not bad. I'll throw up actually the little info panel for all of the drugs that are here, so you can just kind of give those a quick overview. Feel free to pause and read over those if you would like. Go on, Duster. Have some of that flake. Let's see what happens. High on flake, whole body. Pain, cut in half, tiredness, definitely way down. This is jet basically. It's awesome. I like it though, because that's pain management and that's fantastic. And there was also the amphetamine as well. So let's get you on some of that as well. Take some of that, smoke a joint. Oh, I can't keep it up right. Amphetamine's first. There we go. High on flake, high on amphetamines, amphetamine addiction. Damn. Plus 10% on consciousness and moving. Tiredness is reduced. Global work speed is plus 50%, so increased by quite a lot. This is some really good stuff. The third big thing that I'm excited about is the ground penetrating scanners, as Jesus Christ, the connected rate is high. I think that might be a bug. We don't have that much power going on. Damn. Anyway, you've got here the ground penetrating scanner, which is built through, I believe it is production. No, what was it? Miscellaneous? Yes, miscellaneous. 400 steel, 12 components, so it's a very expensive component thing. It costs steel, but it pays for itself in steel. Maybe possibly components too, not sure. Underground components? Probably a thing. But once you build it, selecting it or any deep drills highlights sort of patches across the map that contain underground minerals. You can't see what it is, it's just green. But if you have a drill built over it, it tells you there's plasteel down there, and this is a block of uranium, and this is steel. What else do we have actually? Threw some drills around here and there just to see what the stuff is. Doesn't actually need to be powered to know what the resource is, but this stuff cannot be reinstalled anywhere, so once you build it, that's kind of what it is, and it costs 4 components, 180 steel to do so. So knowing what the mineral is underground beforehand, there's no way to do that I can figure out. So it's a little bit of a risk doing that, but you do get neat stuff. There's some silver there. We've got gold there. This one was like right on the edge of the map. That's plasteel, uranium. I think we had jade somewhere. That's plasteel, gold. There's jade. I mean, I'd imagine it's any mineral. Maybe, possibly not compacted machinery underground. I'm not sure though. But you work it by hand. It is a mining skill. Duster's skill here with mining is pretty bad, so it takes just about all day just to get a lump. But if you had somebody who is actually really good at mining, you do not gain skill. But if you got somebody who's really good at mining, Sacriel here doesn't quite count because he's mining and industrious by several dozen times. His global work speed is multiplied by 3,480% because industrious. But you can see there it just spews out materials. And that's it. It's empty. At 4,500 per pocket there. And there's still a little bit more. I just have to move the thing. But again, there's no way to reinstall the drill. You have to just deconstruct it and rebuild it elsewhere. Over here, I've got a little test going on for this. This is a 30 by 30 room completely roofed up. It's holding temperature of 16 C and it's 22 C outside. I'm going to introduce a heat wave and we'll see how it handles that. Temperature climbing. I'd imagine a 30 by 30 room. I mean, this is a massive room. One cooler. It shouldn't be able to do it very well at all. But would it be life-threatening? That's the question I have. So while the temperature slowly rises, the research, it's not terrible to unlock this stuff, as long as you're not a tribe, because you would need the medicine production 1,500 for industrial, drug production just in general 1,700. Medicine does require that. You got the ground penetrating scanner at 1,400, the drills at, where was that? Just 1,000 for that, which is also the same for go juice. Amphetamines and the rest of the drugs are around 800, 600 for flake, yayo, malaria block. Not horrible, but do keep in mind that is industrial. Tribes are 2 tiers behind. Oh, I've got them set to all work, so yeah, there they go. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Given the Neolithic people are 2 tiers behind, it'll be an absolute pain in the butt to get all that stuff unlocked with them. But for a normal colony, I'd imagine probably this is year 2 stuff, so sort of the mid-game type thing. There they go, eating berries. You're having a meal though. I don't get it. I don't understand. This guy grabbed a meal, the other person just grabbed berries. I don't know. Might be a hunger desperation thing. Maybe Sacriel's a bit hungrier. Not sure. I don't know. It is 31 C outside, And, ooh, 32C, it did not hold. So let's go for 3. See if 3's any better at all. Yeah, it's not very good at cooling, but I'd imagine it's the type of thing where it helps keep you cool, so ideally you'd have it up prior to a heat wave. It's not life-threatening though. I mean, this is way too big of a room. You saw earlier the other room held 15C, absolutely no problem though. So for a more reasonable room, it's okay. But you need to throw these up around per room, and they're not terrible to build. It's just wood. It is just wood. So there you go, 27C, it's 40 outside now. I mean, these work almost well enough. You might even just be okay. Just being like, oh yeah, I'll just, you know, it's only wood. So just throw them around inside your base. I don't think you'd be able to achieve freezing temps because these target 15C. But still not bad. I removed the amphetamines that Duster is addicted to and have just been watching his amphetamine addiction get progressively worse and worse. His need's been dropping and he's officially at the 30% hash. So if it drops just a little more, we'll see what happens here. It should be noted it has been just about a day or two. 29%. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. And this guy up here, 0.03 hours. Poof. Okay, they just vanished. Alright. Figured. Thought I'd just be sure. And so far nothing really happening here. At all. He's below the hash, there's no need that popped up. Like a moodlet. Perhaps it's a work in progress. As I said, the alpha's not officially available yet. So some of the stuff may be due to change and be modified and all that in the meantime. There's also a bunch of other little minor things that were changed. Some of them a little larger than others depending on how you play, like melee hunter is no longer a thing. You see here, hunter lacks ranged weapon. Even if I have a hunter that is armed with a melee weapon, it'll still say that Sacriel is set for hunting. He has a sword. It still will complain about him being a hunter with a ranged weapon. So if I were to spawn a chicken and queue it for hunting, will you still? Okay, I gotta get rid of that. I thought maybe spawning it in manually would be okay, but I guess not. There we are. Spawn pawn, we'll go for an ostrich this time. There we go, hunt that. Yeah, you refuse. I can't even manually tell you to do it. So I'd have to run up there and melee it and then haul it back afterwards. For the full list of stuff, obviously the RimWorldGame.com website, the developer blog there, he always posts that stuff, and he'll be doing a video of his own as well when the alpha comes out too. I just thought I'd sort of give my opinion and my version of an overview over it. Just to say, hey, I acknowledge Alpha 15, but I won't be playing it when it comes out because I got the Alpha 14 stuff going on. Sort of that thing.